Is it scripturally wrong to raise funds for a church or ask for offerings? I adopt a fourfold test for every such question. Number one, it's very easy to remember. Did Jesus do it? Second, did Jesus teach it? Third, did the apostles do it? Fourth, did the apostles teach it? If something is knocked out on all four counts, I say, I don't want to do it. I'm not here to judge you. You can do what you like. But for me, this is the fourfold test. Because I want to be safe within the bounds of Scripture. Did Jesus raise funds for himself or his ministry? Answer? No. Did he teach people to raise funds for himself or his ministry? No. Did the apostles raise funds for themselves in their ministry? No. Did they teach people to do it? No. Did Jesus urge people to give money to the poor? Yes. Did the apostles urge the Corinthians and others to give money to the poor saints? Yes. That I would do. There are poor believers out there. You guys got a lot of money. Why don't you help them? I do that all the time. In our churches, Paul did not write to the Romans to give money. Why? Because he didn't plant that church. He didn't write to the Colossians to give money because he didn't plant that church. He wrote to the Corinthians because he said, I'm your father. I can ask you. So he was very careful whom he asked. Jesus didn't tell everybody to go and give money to the poor. He said, Judas, this money that people have given us for ministry, give it to the poor. See, I can't ask every Tom, Dick and Harry to give money. That's not my business. But the sphere in which God has given me responsibility, the churches in which I have responsibility, there I can say, hey fellas, I think you can give. You guys have got enough. Go and give some to that poor fellow whose house got washed off in a cyclone. We've done that. And when we build that believer's home, we also build that Hindu's home next door to him, so that he doesn't think that we're partial. But by homes means we're not building big houses. They're just little small brick huts. But so we believe that. So I say, I'm not here to criticize churches who ask for money or raise offerings. I say, it depends on, are you asking it for the poor? And is it people over whom God has made you a father? If you are like that, it's in a family relationship. Think of the church as a family. In a family, supposing there's a father and mother who's got 3-4 children working, grown-up children and living in the house but working. The dad can tell his 3-4 children who are in the house, hey, we want to do a little expansion on this house, so can you guys contribute something? But he can't ask his neighbor for that. And he can't ask his friends there. He can't go and ask in the church for that. But within his own family, he can. That's perfectly okay. So that's sensible, and that's what we see in Scripture. Now, we're not here to judge other people who do it in a different way because it's none of our business. But I say, if you're always aiming for the highest is the way Jesus and the apostles did it. And that's the way we've done it. And that's the way I've done it in my own ministry in all these 46 years. I've never believed in sending out a report about my work, my personal life, or in our church life. Nobody will ever get a report from us about our ministry. In our small circle of elders, I do share with them briefly what the Lord has done here and there. But outside, but never anything that even hints at asking people for money. It's not that we don't need it. I mean, if you think of the tremendous internet ministry we have and the fantastic expense that involves in terms of software and hardware and so many things, God takes care of it. It's not because we are rich, but if we seek God's kingdom first, He provides for it one way or the other. And those who are rich and can afford and appreciate, give, and those, we never ask anybody for anything. We've never asked anybody in 36 years in our churches. We have never lacked anything. We don't have a single building. We have built a number of buildings, church buildings, because in many places you cannot hire a hall. They won't give it to Christian groups. No, the government schools or the Hindu schools will not give it to Christian groups. So And the houses of believers are sometimes so small you can't have a house church meeting. So we have to build a hall. We're compelled to in many places, but we've never built one and got into debt. Not one till today. We've never taken a bank loan. Banks won't give loans to churches in India that say, we trust the Lord to provide our needs. They'll say goodbye. But we've never been in debt. We have conferences where we provide food freely like here. Never been in debt. Because we believe if we honor God, God will honor us. So we proved it for so many years that we know the truth.